I mean, if it wasn't for the ghost scaring me, I think that was going quite well. Welcome to a new season of the BritCaveBlitz. I'm your host Smith, which is at SkyDaddySmith. And oh my god, a ghost! At SkyDaddySmith on Instagram and Instagram only. Joining me is the ghost.
The ghost of Sam's social media.
Still haven't set that up. Great.
It's me. The ghost host.
Follow at BritCaveBlitz on Instagram. That's all we got at the moment. I'm sure we'll try and set the other stuff up for this season for like TikTok and Twitter /X or whatever. Yeah. And you can go follow the server's profile as well, which is at Unusual Smite.
Well, we may as well just talk about us starting a new season. As you can see, we've not improved our awkward introductions.
I mean, if it wasn't for the ghost scaring me, I think that was going quite well. We're going to focus on things ahead of us and not focus on the past.
Well, we are focusing on the past, things, but in the terms of news. But
okay, yeah. Well, in regards to weekly episodes, we will be talking about the games ahead. We will use the information from the past to inform our decisions on the things in the future. But that's kind of how the normal episodes will go. Pre-season wise, just gonna have a few chats to people who are fans of teams, what they're excited for this season, that type of shit. You've got a big fat quiz loading that we need to sort out a date to record.
Yes, exactly. I'm getting it together. I'm changing it up a bit. I'm trying to get it a bit more interactive.
Aerodynamic?
Not interactive for you, in a sense of like it's not just going to be straight up me asking a question and you answering. Kind of a bit more gamified, should I say. Anyway, as we are planning to do for most of these episodes that aren't quizzes and the such, we're going to do a quick rundown of the most recent news. Obviously, there's been a huge gap, so there's a lot of news, but we're just going to go with probably more recent news, talk about it a little bit, share our thoughts. So for the news this week, I'll start us off with a couple of retirees. We've got linebacker CJ Mosley, however he wants his name to be pronounced, has announced his retirement. Good riddance. He was a Jet. Anything to add?
Did he play for you guys before that?
Was he not a Raven?
Yes, he was a Raven. Yes, he was. I liked him as a linebacker.
I thought he was good.
He was a good linebacker, and he was one that got you quite a bit of points in fantasy.
He
was good and he was consistent.
He broke the 1,000 tackle club. So good for him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good for him.
And then the other more notable retiree is the longest tenured mascot. The Chiefs mascot has retired after 35 years. Or the man inside the suit, not the actual mascot.
I don't think he's retired for 35 years. I think he got 35 years.
He did 35 years and then he retired.
Okay.
He was the Kansas City Wolf. Dan Mears hanging up the suit.
Yeah, and why is he hanging up the suit?
Don't know.
Do you actually not know?
No, I don't know. Why?
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of something different.
What? Can't tell me. Well, please.
You're thinking of them. You're going on about the actual mascot themselves.
No, I'm going on about the man who plays as the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the guy who just dresses like a wolf as a fan. Have you seen him before?
Yeah. We're on about the same guy. He's the mascot, no?
No, I don't think he's the official mascot. I don't think the guy who's been arrested and has been put away into jail for multiple years being connected with a string of bank robberies is the same person that we're talking about here.
You do realise the Chiefs mascot is a wolf?
Yeah, I know it's a wolf.
So who are you on about?
Right, let me look.
Who are you on about?
Nope, I've typed...
We're starting off well.
Right, I'll share my screen.
I am watching your stream.
This guy.
Oh, yeah. But he's not a mascot.
I know. My brain got confused.
Chief's Wolfie.
He dresses like the wolf. That's
Chief's...
why.
Yeah, he robbed like nearly $1 million or something, didn't he? Crazy like that.
Well, it says sentenced to over 17 years in jail for armed robberies.
No.
I mean, that's just the headline.
The actual mascot, Dan Mears, has officially retired after 35 years as the mascot. The official mascot. Not the freaky superfan who robbed banks.
Are we sure?
100%. Now let's move away from that. And go on to Aaron Rodgers has said that this will probably be his final season. Do we think it'll be his final season, or do we think it's early contract play?
If Myles Garrett gets a hold of him, yes.
yeah, that's a good point.
What's he called? Mason Graham, who they drafted, the Browns drafted.
Yeah.
If he's as good as people think he is/can be, and opens up the holes for Myles, I don't think he's making it through a full season. He'll get injured. The ambulance will take him to his cave, and he'll never see the light of day again. Because he was born in the darkness.
Do you think he's going to do well at the Steelers?
No.
Do you think he was the problem at the Jets, or was it just the fact that it was the Jets? Because he had a decent season overall.
He was definitely a problem at the Jets. I don't think he was the only problem there. Yeah. But I just think he's moving from a team with a bad O-line to a team with a bad O-line to possibly a wide receiver group that is now worse because they traded Pickens away. Great that they got Metcalf, but I know they've got some rookies and stuff. I don't think it's good for them. And then obviously the running back situation changed for them this year, so we don't know what that's going to be like with no Najee Harris there. Jalen Warren, I know he's a great running back, but he's not the power back that they usually play with. So I don't know how that's going to go. Don't know if this will be the first non-winning season.
I was going to say I know exactly how it's going to go. 10-7, knocked out in the wild card.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say it's that thing of, if you weren't here with us when we went 9-8, don't be here with us when we go 8-9.
Moving on to the next kind of contract stuff, we've got Travis Hunter has finally signed for the Jags, which is a weird thing to say since he was drafted over 2 months ago. 46 million with 30 million of it as a signing bonus. Crazy, really, isn't it? So there's only, I think, Shamar Stewart and Jardy Barron, who are left
to sign. First round.
From the first round, yeah. A lot of money. Good for him. Get your pay.
Yeah, no, good. And I think it's one of them that him signing in this way has confirmed that everything he's doing at camp, proves that he can play both ways in the league.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't just going to... I think they still might be like, we'll mainly play him this one and test him in, or just give him a few snaps of this one just to not wear and tear and break him.
Yeah.
But it does prove that he 100% legitimately can play both ways in the league.
If you've got to play like that, you're obviously going to try it. It's just like you said, you don't want to break him. I know he took so many snaps in college, but it's a different breed of people, isn't it? You're going to be getting hit twice as hard no matter what side of the ball you're on. It's just going to be very different. It's
one of them as well, like, obviously, because he's been drafted like that. I know we've seen in media that some teams are trying it out with their other players to see if they can play multiple, like, obviously the Packers. They have Bo Melton at wide receiver. They had a clip of him in training camp or whatever it is, doing, having cornerback reps or defensive back reps to see if they have the players who have the skills and natural ability who could also not have that position but play a few reps that way.
Daniel Jones playing safety on the practice squad or whatever it was at the Giants.
It was scout team, wasn't it?
Scout team, yeah. I hope he can play both and play both well.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, definitely. No, Travis Hunter, especially getting paid this much money. They just, yeah.
Did you see the thing about his wedding? A lawyer has offered all first round draft picks a free prenup. Like, they don't have to pay him anything.
Yeah.
He will do it not because it's like, don't trust these women, more because it's this is a major turning point in your life with money.
Yeah, don't
you should be
do
safe
something
and smart about it.
Yeah. Well, he's not
It's
safe
not-
and smart because that girl doesn't like him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
But we're not going to get into that.
yeah, moving on.
If you want to hear about that, listen to our dating pod.
Moving on. Jair Alexander is signed with the Ravens. Bit older news. He's still wearing the same number when he goes there. Good signing, bad signing. $6 million is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, so it seems like it doesn't really matter.
I think the Ravens added well to their defense, like just in the draft, so they didn't really need that. I think it's nice to have him, even if it's just a veteran presence, to like teach the younger guys. If he's, we've seen this past couple of years not exactly been the healthiest, and been able to maintain a full season. Yeah,
and at least they have someone who they can count on going up for the coin flips, even if they don't want him to.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked him at the Patriots. He would have fit right in across from our guy Gonzalez. That would have been nice, but I'm not bothered. We can spend our money better anywhere else, and I'm sure he would have wanted a lot more money to come to a team like Patriots.
Who was it denied you guys? Oh, it was Godwin, wasn't it?
Godwin, yeah. I mean, everybody pretty much turned us down. I don't think there was many people who said yes. So, so that was that. And then the most interesting news, obviously, is the current holdouts, or the notable holdouts. So I'll read them out to you, and then you can give me your predictions on what you think is going to happen with them. They are Terry McLaurin, Jonnu Smith, TJ Watt, Trey Hendrickson, and Jalen Ramsey. So Terry McLaurin, what do you think?
I think he's going to get money. I think he's
with the Commanders.
Yeah, I think he's had a really good connection with Jaden Daniels in that first year.
Yeah,
they can't just keep being like, oh, next year we'll just bring in another veteran. Like, they got Debo in there now as well. I think he will be their like poster child wide receiver one that they keep as their franchise guy, and then other guys they'll bring in around them type of thing. But I think he at least should be their guy.
Oh yeah, I agree. He's only 29. They need to keep him. Debo Samuel's not going to pick up the slack that he leaves behind. He has to be their guy. Okay, Jonnu Smith.
I mean, I feel like he's moved around a lot, so I think he's either going to find somewhere that's paying him better or paying more money, or somewhere late in a bit into the season has an injury.
Yeah,
he goes there because that's the best place to get starting reps type thing.
He played for both of our teams, didn't he? He left New England to join the Falcons.
He was at Falcons last year because Kyle Pitts was blocking for him
2 years ago.
However,
because he was at the Dolphins last year.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the year before this season.
Well, we'll jump to Jalen Ramsey.
I don't know what's gonna go with him, but I feel like he's at the tail end of his career, so it's going to be a team again that needs the veteran presence there. And the knowledge more than the physical ability.
Didn't he just sign a deal with him last year as well for like $70 million? So I don't really know why he's a holdout. Yeah, a year after landing a $72 million extension with the Miami Dolphins, he wants to leave.
But is this not just a whole Dolphins thing? They're all having problems. Like hasn't Tyreek Hill been on record saying that he wants to leave and he doesn't buy into this whole culture that's been brought in through the head coach?
Don't know. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, so he's prepared to depart by trade, and his absence has been officially excused because he's steering clear of practice to resolve his business matters. Yeah, I don't know. He's a lot of money, so...
He's a lot of money and there's a lot of mouth.
Yeah, I can't see many people going in for him, so he might just end up staying because no one else wants him.
Maybe, yeah.
Because like, what Miami going to expect to trade if they want to get rid of him? What they're going to expect? Because I especially because they've just signed a $72 million, so it's not like they're going to be taking him off the cap just yet, is it?
And that's what I'm thinking. If he goes anywhere, he goes somewhere where a team actually needs a cornerback and have a decent amount of money to afford him. One of the teams obviously comes up is you guys, because you got quite a bit of money still in cap space. But
yeah, we have the most. But we're not
Are they
dying.
willing to trade in division? Doubt it.
Yeah, that's one thing, and I think we want to focus that money elsewhere. The secondary is not, I don't think, where we want to be spending big money. And then the two biggest holdouts, with the first one is TJ Watt.
He's the Steelers poster boy. They're gonna have to sign him to something big.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's because like Myles Garrett and
it's one of them. I think Cam Hayward's coming towards the end of his career. He might still have a couple more years left in him, but he is on the older side. So you're going to want to keep... Like, if one of the veterans are going, you're not also going to let the other veteran release. You're going to want to keep... fight to keep one of them.
Yeah, and he's at least got 3 or 4 more good years in him, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, when he signed 4 years ago, it was north of 100 million, wasn't it? So, we'll have to see. But
yeah, I think when we started this podcast, he was like a record-setting deal.
Yeah, crazy.
And I said he wasn't worth it at the time because I didn't really know. I didn't know the defensive side of the ball that well.
Nice. And then, Trey Hendrickson, probably the most talked about one in the media at the minute. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of them. The Bengals need defense, and if you got to keep the guy who's put up these consistent numbers for you, who's been over the years.
Well, and they've just got rid of his partner, haven't they?
Remind me the name. I know what you're on about, but remember the name.
I'm going to have to find him. Let me... Oh, no. Never mind. The linebacker, Jermaine Pratt, has gone, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They definitely need to try and keep some of their older players around. I don't know.
Yeah,
they just don't seem to want to spend money in the defense.
Yeah, they don't want to spend money on defense, and the whole interview things where he's talking to the media about it, where he's been I'm approaching it, I want something reasonable and sensible and stuff like that, and then it's become a thing later on where it's now it's not just about the game and everything, the game I love, it's becoming personal.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of them. Now that pissing this person off, their expectation is going to be higher, because if now you pay what they wanted to begin with, it's but you were pricks to me. I don't, even though you're offering this money, why would I stay here?
What's crazy to me as well is obviously they got him on free agency, didn't they? He was dropped from the Saints, and they signed him to quite a big deal at the time. And every year he's played in the Bengals, he's been to the Pro Bowl, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And you signed him on free agency, you paid him something like 60 million, which isn't a lot across 4 years, and he's only 30. Just give him his money. You've got the money.
Yeah, and
he's going to help you win games.
Yeah, this is not a slap in the face, but a sort of wake up call for that, backroom staff. You shouldn't be spending all that money on just those few players on offense. You still need to build up a line. You need to spend money there, and then defense in its entirety. Yeah,
obviously they wanted to pay their superstars, but having a third of your cap on 3 players is not healthy, and it's why you missed out on the playoffs last year. If I was the Bengals, I would re-sign him. I just have a feeling that he will be going somewhere else. To where? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure where he would go.
Buccaneers, maybe.
Maybe.
They need a defensive end, no?
I think they're alright on the defense front.
Yeah, not sure. Oh, they're struggling at tackle. Okay.
I thought that was why they got the human wrecking ball in the draft.
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh no. Yeah, they've only got 4. They've only got 4 people rostered in for a defensive end, and their highest experienced player in defensive end has only been there for 4 years. One of them's a rookie. One of them's going into the 2nd year. So yeah.
One of them, Yaya Diaby, or is he a linebacker?
He is a who?
Is it Yaya Diaby?
Yaya Diaby. Yes, he's down as a linebacker. So yeah, they have quite a few defensive tackles. So I imagine they're going to cut some people. But I was reading it wrong. But they don't have many defensive ends. So yeah, I was right in the first place. Buccaneers might be a good place for him.
Kalijah Kancey is who I was thinking of. And to be fair, it depends if he fucking shows up, because I think he's been holding out in training camp again. Hassan Reddick is signed with them.
Nice. Anyway, that was it for the holdouts, and that is it for the news. Moving on to the next bit.
Yeah, so next bit is just, kind of us getting back into the swing of things and sort of a preview of what we'll do with guests in the future. We're just talking, we're just going to talk about our teams, which for myself is the Falcons, and for yourself, the Patriots. What we're looking forward to, what our expectations are, what we liked about like pickups in the draft and free agency and stuff like that. What we still think we haven't gotten away from last year. So, for example, myself, I still hate the fact that Kirk Cousins is still on the roster with that amount of money attached to him.
Yeah. I think how we're going to do it now is probably going to be shorter than what we'll do it with the guests, because obviously when with the guests we'll both be kind of like firing questions their way, whereas kind of now it'll be a bit like talking to yourself a little bit. So do you want to start it and then tell me about what are your expectations going into the season? Are you expecting a winning season? You expecting improvement on last year?
I am expecting a winning season this year.
Yeah,
I genuinely am. Because I think the offense is decent, and I think it was good last year. The defense was failing us in a few areas, and we have bolstered that this year.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, the draft I think was good. Obviously, focusing clearly on defense, and as unexpected as it was, obviously I like the balls of going twice in the first round for big defensive names
and rushers, which is obviously where you struggled.
Yes, we need to put the pressure on. And then I don't know what they're like, but obviously the news that's attached to them, I mean, most of the time it's bullshit because it's just people hyping them anyway. But the free agencies, undrafted free agents that we signed, apparently, what is it, Kobe Bryant or something? Kobe Bryant, undrafted, apparently one of, or if not the best cornerback that was going into this draft, but I had like injury concerns or something, and then went completely undrafted. But it's one of them, why I don't understand why you would go undrafted if you're that good type of thing. Because I haven't seen clips or that much news about him, I'm hoping he's really good and can instantly get out there and just lock people the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because if we've got AJ Terrell can really hinder a wide receiver's performance, the ball just always gets thrown the other way. And then I was watching something the other day where not a team is our weakness, but a player, Justin Jefferson, is our weakness completely. And then I was remembering that play from last year where that cornerback literally got completely turned around, ended up running a route 10 yards away from him, and then when he turned around, it completely fell over, and Jez just walked it into the end zone type thing. Yeah. I'm hoping we have a cornerback that is a bit more natural and athletic and natural and everything that he can flow with that and really help out in that backfield. Like you said, rushers, we fucking needed them. Let's get the pressure on this year and take advantage of, again, another year where we've apparently got an easier schedule than most. Last year we were supposed to have the second easiest schedule in the league, and we still didn't take advantage.
Yeah. So I was just reading about Kobe Bryant and why he's hyped up to be one of the best in college and why he felt undrafted, and it's basically his weight. So the average playing weight.
Oh, is he undersized?
Yeah, the average playing weight for a cornerback is 185. For example, Travis Hunter is 188. They're the same height, but Hunter's 188 and he's 170. And Travis Hunter, for example, I know completely different ends of the spectrum, had a faster 40 than he did. So if he's going to go up to the playing weight or the expected playing weight, is he going to lose a lot more athleticism? So there you go. That's why. But yeah, in college it worked for him.
I'm excited, and I'm hoping for a much better season, and I'm excited that we've got what seems to be quite a young team.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anyone you think is going to stand out this season? Anyone who was good last season going to be better, or is there anyone who you didn't really show up last season you think could have a much better season this year?
I mean, straight away. I'm excited to watch an actual Michael Penix season.
Yeah, of course.
Don't think he really got the run last year with only a couple of games, and did he end up having 2 picks or something? But they were both like rebounded off the catch or something. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, I want to see what he can do. Obviously, I'm hoping if he's actually going to ball out, that's opening up more lanes for Bijan. I think Drake London finally had an amazing year, and I want to see that capitalised on even more. Out of the two of them, I'm probably more excited and want to see more from Drake London.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had a good year last year, and yeah, Bijan is Bijan. Probably one of my favourite running backs currently. Is there anywhere you wish you would have improved coming into this year?
I would say the line, but I don't know where to put them. Maybe no, because I was going to say we lost our centre, but we did get one kind of on the cheap who is a good centre.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe we could have focused on the tackles a bit more. I guess the only other area is we don't know what the fuck is going to happen, and if he's not going to have a great year again in the tight end room with Kyle Pitts. Are we going to give him this year to see if he can prove his stuff type thing? Finally, with Penix, who we think will be our franchise guy, is it better to trade now as early as possible and get picks for next year? Because I think in that trade forward to the first round again, I think we got rid of a first or a second for next year.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I don't wish we improved on or brought somebody into the tight end thing, but that uncertainty being there still for what should be a great player and has been, was drafted because he was hailed as such a great player.
Talking of the no first round last year, you obviously gave quite a haul to trade up. Were you happy with that? Do you think you overpaid? Do you think it was necessary to overpay? Or do you think it was a fair deal?
Definitely necessary to pay. There was no way that we getting back into that first round without doing...
but do you think the guy you took might have fell to you? Or you reckon it was necessary because you had to get him?
I think they moved up because he fell further than they thought.
Yeah.
Because he didn't, and then it was one of them where it's if we don't get him now because he's already fell, everybody else is going to be he's fallen, let's take him. He wasn't on, we weren't focused on him before because we thought we would never have a chance.
Yeah.
So the only thing was on the night, obviously me, you, Mitch and Tony were there watching it live and everything. They said that he had a few character concerns. Everything I've seen recently says that those character concerns are completely out the window. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
All he's doing is putting in work.
And that's what you want. What would be your no matter what? Okay, you are now the owner of the team, yeah, and you can sign anybody you want to join your team. But obviously, you've got to think about who's being replaced and stuff like that, and the importance to the team. Is there someone you would say would be the absolute perfect signing for you? Because obviously, it's very easy to go, Justin Jefferson. But realistically, one, do you have Justin Jefferson money? And two, is that the position you need to improve the most in? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
It's not necessarily improve the most, but are they going to make the biggest impact on your team?
If there's one player completely overall that we could have, I don't know about, obviously, the money and everything. I would leave the offense how it is. I would go out and find a already established good D-tackle for the middle to just completely stuff the run.
So someone like Vita Vea,
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
Obviously Myles Garrett I know his price because of I'm leaving, I'm not coming back to this place. Here is the most money ever. Alright, I'll stay.
Chris Jones. He recently said he wants to play till he's 40.
Did he really?
At the age of at the position of defensive tackle. So
but also, I'd want something, because, like I said, I like the fact we have a younger team, so it's not as much pressure on the money going forward, especially because of the stupid move from you-know-who.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody like fucking Jared Verse.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Verse is a beast.
An absolute shout
in
the middle. And I know he's young and he's got so much more to come.
So let's go into the Falcons schedule then. What game are you most looking forward to? For any reason. It doesn't necessarily have to be because they're your rivals or whatever. Which game are you the most excited for? Let's take out division. You're in division games, so like obviously like the Saints are obviously going to be one you always look forward to. Unless the Saints beat you, but
I'm looking at the schedule now, and to be fair, like I'm looking more at their team, who I enjoy. It's not a like, oh, I hope we beat them. It's a, I will enjoy watching them as well type thing.
Yeah,
there's a few, like one, Jaden Daniels for Washington. We got week 4 right before the bye. And straight out of the bye, we've got Buffalo for Josh Allen. I like Seattle, but I don't know what they're going to be this year because of the whole like new QB with Sam Darnold. Have they improved that line? Because if they've not, I feel like Sam Darnold's just going to keep hitting the panic button again like he has in his career, and that's why he's not
thrown to ghosts,
established himself until now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've just brought up verse before. We've got the Rams week 17. They're a good team to watch. So, there's a few. I think, obviously, because of what it is, if I could be there, I fucking would. I'm excited for the Colts game. Because I think, one, that's a possible win, and two, it's in Germany, where the Falcons actually are franchised in an international country. So the atmosphere should still be good. Yeah,
of course. Then, okay, so if you can you pick a game that you think could be like a surprise upset, it's a game that maybe you couldn't win, but you personally think that it's a game that you can win, and then obviously the opposite end, what is a potential slip-up game for you?
So, a game that, if this was a year ago, I would think there is no way we're winning this, but now because of everything, possibility of winning this, the 49ers.
Yeah, I like that shout.
And then one that I think, we should win this because they're still building and stuff like that, but there's a possibility that they could wreck us. There's actually two, and they're both from the same division. One is the Jets.
Yeah.
Because of their new head coach, who is a defensive-minded coach, and the Jets already had a decent defense anyway, of the whole thing of, alright, we might be able to keep their offense out because they're shit, but can we put any points up to begin with? Type thing. Are we going to struggle to put points up because the defense is so on it? Another team in the division, honestly, you guys.
The Pats. Yeah, I mean, another reason really in it is we're going to be such a different team.
Yeah,
it's hard to know what to expect.
Don't know what to expect. I know you're building weapons around a decent young quarterback. You've got some new weapons on offense like Stephon Diggs. Defense, even if they're not the most intelligently schemed like a Belichick defense, because it's variable, everything is going to be a punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Like, no matter if it's offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a hard, rough game.
But at the end of this, you do have the potential to come out of it and say that you are the AFC East's dad, because you're playing every single one of us this season. Yeah. You could top your division, and you could potentially top our division.
Well, this is how the schedule happens, isn't it? You get your divisional games, so that's 6. Then you get 2 full divisions, so we've got your division, and then we've got the NFC. Is it West? That's
is it the
Seattle
West?
And
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And then it's like 2 or 3 just random teams.
Yeah.
Because I think last year we had the entire NFC North.
Yeah. So you could beat us all.
Yeah.
I doubt it. But
how many we've got? I know we're a bird team ourselves, but no, we've only got 2 bird games.
2 bird bowls. The Cardinals and the Seahawks.
I know somebody has the Bird Gauntlet this year, and I can't remember who it is.
The Bird Gauntlet. Let's have a look. Who is the Rams? The Rams played the Eagles, the Ravens, the Seahawks twice, the Cardinals twice, and the Falcons. And they'll also play the Jaguars, the Panthers, and the Lions, only missing the Bengals.
They could have a cat and bird year.
Yeah, they can run the cat and bird gauntlet. Good for them. Is there anything else you would like to add about your team?
I was going to say what my biggest worry is.
Can you win it all?
Can we win it all? I'm not a betting man myself. I think I said this last year and it didn't happen. I think we legitimately have a chance at winning the division for definite.
Yeah, I mean, you really should have won the division. There was just so many poor slip-ups that, kind of just backed you into a corner, really. But, yeah, you should have won more games than you did last year.
What was it? 0 TDs, 8 interceptions over 3 or 4 games for Cousins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ridiculous. 100%. I think we should be taking this season. Yeah, I was going to say the biggest disappointment or my biggest worry. I think my biggest worry this season will be the fact that it feels like we're putting it together. Injuries.
I was gonna say your biggest worry should be Penix Jr. getting injured and Kirk Cousins having to play.
Yeah, genuinely, that's the biggest worry to me. My genuine hope is not is less focusing on us winning the team. It's more hoping that somebody else's QB goes down and they trade for fucking Kirk Cousins. That's my biggest hope this season. It's not a winning thing. It's get Kirk Cousins off our books.
Kirk Cousins, you are a Seattle Seahawk.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The way that things are going on in the Colts, maybe ends up there, and maybe we end up playing. Let's see if they get in. Daniel Jones gets injured, Anthony Richardson either gets injured or just can't play at the level because his accuracy is rubbish. We end up playing Kirk Cousins at the Colts in Germany,
and he absolutely destroys you. That's how it will go. You know that he's gonna throw for 500.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The only time I've rooted for Kirk Cousins is that time that Matt Ryan turned up to get for the ceremony, and Kirk Cousins broke his passing record in that game. Because I hate Matt Ryan more than I hate Kirk Cousins. I hate Matt Ryan. I'm disappointed in Kirk Cousins.
Why do you hate Matt Ryan?
I've never liked him. I've never liked him.
He's a Falcons legend.
I don't give a shit. I don't like him. I don't like him as a quarterback. He's I get that he's a pocket passer QB, but that doesn't mean you have to be cemented to the floor. I don't like him.
He was too boring for you. He was not. There was too much class and not enough thug. It wasn't
the fact that he was too boring. It was the fact that if there was any pressure, there was little to no effort to escape. It was, this is happening to me.
At least he didn't lose a lot of yards when he was getting sacked, though, because he always dove forward.
I don't know. He probably threw the ball or fumbled it or something. That's why Julio Jones had a fucking defensive tape highlight.
Anyway,
all right. Yeah, shall I be host?
So that's how you feel about your Falcons. The Falcons are going to win.
What's the thing you're most looking forward to? Somebody else gets injured, so Kirk Cousins gets traded.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll be the host now. Samuel.
Yeah. Yes.
Same questions to you.
And I'm going to mute my mic. And I just have to remember the questions. Go on. Ask your question.
What is your, not just your own, your biggest expectation or want for this season coming up?
I want My biggest one is to look like we play football. I know that is ridiculous, but I would be very happy if we get a winning season. Really, really happy. I'll be even more happy. It'll be like we won the Super Bowl again if we make it to the playoffs. But that is a long shot.
Just saw you have a rookie fullback named Brock Lamp.
Yeah, and
that isn't a guy who will headbutt you out of the way.
Exactly. If that is not the best fullback name you've ever heard in your life, I don't know what is. That guy will kill people.
The only better name would have been headbutt uppercut.
It's essentially what his name is. Brock Lamp is headbutt uppercut.
Yeah. Headbutt haymaker.
So yeah, even if we go into a losing season, I want it to be an improvement. Like, I don't want us to be stuck in the same rut, but I at least want us to look like we're playing football. Because there was times where it just didn't look like we was playing football. There was no excitement. Like, you would see the ball get snapped, especially in those first 4 games where we was playing Jacoby Brissett, and no hate towards the guy, but because obviously we had a terrible O-line, but you'd see the ball get snapped to him, and you just knew from the off he was getting sacked, or it was just going to be an absolutely terrible play. It was, yeah, sometimes we just look really bad. So my biggest expectation is for us to look like we're a football team. You said it yourself though, we've had a lot of changes coaching wise. Obviously I've been watching a lot of videos, and we're completely changing the way that we practice, changing the way that we, like the culture and everything like that. So I don't really know what to expect with how we're going to look, but we know that Mike Vrabel did really well at the Titans. Unfortunately got fired, but he's back home now. I want to ride that hype train. I think he can be our guy.
To be fair, it was like, how dare you not keep Derrick Henry on our team, get lost. And then he's been like, all right, well, I'll go to a new team and I'll find a new Derrick Henry. Oh, Trayvon Henderson, a big, really good pass blocking running back.
Who's got hands, by the way.
Yeah.
A very good catcher of the ball.
We said on the night when we were doing the draft, if I didn't trade with you, he would have been my pick.
Yeah.
Out of the 2 from Ohio State, I rated him much higher.
Yeah. So, so that's it. Draft? Do you want to talk about? You're the host,
Sorry, yeah. Like we said before, we were there live for it and everything. Obviously, I don't remember your actual initial reactions. I think you were complaining because it's not sexy to draft an O-lineman or whatever in the first round, but you did it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it now, going forward, seeing after you've seen everybody who's been picked up, drafted, and all that, and how the training and how the scheme and everything is going forward with the new coach and him?
I mean, it's not a sexy pick. Let's not put it out there and pretend that it is. But yeah, I've seen him now. My view on it has changed. I'm glad we got him. He probably would never have got to us if we missed out on him. He's probably going to die for this team. He just seems like a patriot already. He's great. Obviously it's hard to know how he's going to perform in the game, but he's looked really good. So very excited for Will Campbell and the Will Campbell-Drake May partnership. The one that I'm most looking forward to, we said him before, is Trayvon Henderson. One, because I love a running back, my favourite position out of any position, the most underpaid position, I think. But really excited to see how he plays. I genuinely believe that if he's not starting at the beginning of the season, it'll only be a few weeks before he is the starter. He's basically... I think he's everything that Ramondre Stevenson's potential was supposed to be. And I like Ramondre Stevenson. I think he was great. I just think Trayvon Henderson has the ability to be so much better.
Yeah.
So really excited to see him play. And then obviously Kyle Williams, I think, was also a great pickup for us. We needed to bolster the wide receiver room, and I think he is going to help us. But yeah, hopefully he'll be better than Polk, who can't catch a cold. I'm just very happy that we went around and we improved offensively everywhere we could. We obviously picked up the highest rated centre as well, Jared Wilson, even though we signed a centre. So I think he's going to start straight away anyway. He'll be great. We had the kicker.
I was going to say, who did you...
Highest rated kicker.
You signed Bradbury, who, I'm not going to lie, he was centre at the Vikings. When I've started watching O-line and stuff for the past couple of years, I genuinely liked him as a centre. I've always thought he was a good centre.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's great. I mean, I will not complain if Bradbury plays at centre. I have a feeling he might be moved. And we'll play Jared Wilson in centre. But we'll see. I do think we've answered a lot of our problems when it came to the draft. Obviously, it's not perfect, and you don't know until everyone plays. But yeah, I think we've done great. Spent all of our higher picks on improving the offense, and then picked up some defensive help with the rest of our picks. I really did like the draft for us. It was definitely improving overall. It felt very different to how we drafted in the past. I don't know. Excited to see how it gets on.
I was looking through the roster, and I completely forgot Polk's first name. And
Jalen.
I scroll down. You've got a cornerback that you drafted
called
Jordan.
Jordan Polk. Yeah.
And I went, he was that bad at receiver. They've moved into cornerback.
Yeah, it's like that video from those two brothers. Did I ever send it you? And it's like how a cornerback is made, and it's like people running through wide receiver drills.
And he can't catch, so it's like
he drops it. Yeah, and he's like, "Let me see your hands, boy."
Yeah. Actually, just seen the name Milton Williams, who he picked up from the Eagles for quite a bit of money. Apparently, he I think it was either today or yesterday, I saw a thing saying that he is really struggling on the team, and I think the actual article was naming him as the worst player at camp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? I see. All I've read is kind of like hyping him up, saying like this is going to be like a quite a big loss for the Eagles and quite a big gift for the Patriots.
To be fair, it could have been like Eagles hype propaganda, because a lot of the comments were like, "See, this is just how our Howie does it. Gets rid of them before like they're no longer of use, and we've got great replacements," type of a thing.
I mean, we signed him for like 104 million, so it was a lot of money. So I think expectations are obviously going to be high, and he's going to be one of our more important players along the defensive line. So we shall see. I do hold out hope for him. I think he could be good for us. I'd like us picking up a 5th round for Joe Milton. One, because it's not a bad price, and 2, I think he deserves to get a chance, and hopefully he's not really gonna, unless Dak goes down, get a chance at the Cowboys, but maybe he's making a bit more money at least. You were a big fan, weren't you, of Joe Milton, and you thought maybe he would end up playing over Drake May at one point? Yeah. Before we went into the season last year.
I mean, it was one of them where I think he had a pre-season game or something.
Yeah, it was the first pre-season game. I remember talking about it.
We were like, if he improves the way you think and would want him to improve, that could be another prime, or in his prime. What's he called? Who played for the Panthers? Cam Newton. Like big and physical.
Yeah, and I mean his arm is an absolute cannon. I don't think I've seen anyone who can throw a ball further than him. But yeah, could be a Cam Newton, could be a Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, that's true.
But I hope he does well. You mentioned before Stephon Diggs. Not the wide receiver I'd want, but I'm glad we got him. At least to help the young lads.
Do you think he's going to hype up the team and give you like a lease of life going against the Bills this year?
Yeah, potentially. I just want a reliable target for Drake May to try and get a bit of confidence in him, to try and move him towards stop making boneheaded mistakes, or forcing the ball into positions he shouldn't be. So even if we get 80% or 70% of Diggs' true power, I think he's going to be better than what we had previously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe it will. It would be great to go to the Bills and have him drop a couple of touchdowns on them and us win. But then again, we could just play the ultimate shithouse ball and not throw the ball once and run it down the throat and win the game 13-6 or whatever it was. We won it.
That sounds like a good scheme.
Yeah, it worked once before. Let's do it again. I think that day Matt Jones threw the ball 3 times, didn't he, or something ridiculous like
that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think I was on the podcast the week after.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
Yeah, breakout players.
Yeah, we can go breakout players. I was trying to think of what you said before, but I mean, we can do it now. If you do the breakout players, and then I'll ask you that question. I was going to ask you the whole, if you could have one player, who would you switch out type thing.
Well, I'll go through some breakout players. I think Joshua Dobbs is going to kill it for us. I want Drake May to be obviously the breakout player. I want him to be as good as everyone hopes or wishes he will be. I'm worried he's going to get injured. I'm worried that he's going to keep making mistakes and it's going to shoot his confidence. I do think he has the potential to be a good breakout play for us. The other one, I think we're going to see breakouts from either Demario Douglas or Keyshawn Boutte. Just because having the veteran wide receiver, I hope it's Jalen Polk. I really, really hope it's Jalen Polk, but I think it's going to be one of those two. Just having that wide receiver who is going to be more covered by their better defensive backs is going to give them more room. They've obviously been training with him.
I don't know how they've gone through this whole, this is the depth chart now before, people have been caught and everything. But at the moment, ESPN is saying you're 1, 2, and 3 is Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas, and then the rookie that you've drafted in the 3rd round this year, Kyle Williams.
Yeah, Kyle Williams, yeah.
And then you've got Matt Collins, who you got from the Bills, Keyshawn Boutte, and Kendrick Bourne. And then it's Jalen Polk.
Yeah, he's very far down the line.
Yeah.
I feel like we might try and trade away Kendrick Bourne. I just get this feeling he's probably one of the only few that have a bit of value to him. It'll either be him or and the reason I'm saying Keyshawn Boutte is because it'll either be him or Douglas. Because obviously I don't think we're just going to cut and release. We'll try and get some kind of payment for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, I think those two can potentially break out, and then defensively, I would love to see a breakout from Christian Barmore, but less of a breakout and more of a return, and just be an absolute demon like he was until he got injured. I mean, there was talks of him retiring at one point due to his injuries. Because he had, I think he was getting blood clot issues.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So I would love to see a breakout. Just a full season of great play from him would be great.
That's such a shame because he was only drafted quite recently.
Yeah, he's only like going into his 5th year or something like that.
Yeah, he was drafted 2021. So it's not like he's had a long career behind him before this.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think everyone knows he's great, but I would love Christian Gonzalez to hit. I think Christian Gonzalez is going to hit a new gear this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think he would have in his first years, but again, injury concerns or injury issues. Exactly. Sorry, that's the thing that's held him back.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
One name I've kind of noticed on your roster, because obviously he was good last year, was Jelani Tavai. Now to back him up, or possibly replace that number 1 spot of him, you got Robert Spillane from the Raiders, who had a great year there last year. I think that's great for your second level.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got like over 150 tackles for the Raiders last year, so very excited.
Not that many, but close to 100.
150 over 150 total tackles.
Oh, total. Sorry. Yeah.
I know he didn't go for 150. I was going to say, if he went for 150 solo tackles, I'd be. I don't think Raiders would have let him go.
True.
Yeah. I'm excited. We've definitely improved the defense, and like you said, with Rabel now, we're going to have a completely different look. It's going to be fun. Those are my breakout players.
So again, the question that you posed to me before, if there was one player already in the league, or even if it was a rookie that you didn't get, if you could get them, and I don't think the money thing is an issue because you're the team with the best cap space available, who would you take? And obviously they would replace whoever they're in, whoever's in that spot at the moment.
My number 1 pick for who I would want is Brock Bowers. Our best tight end is Hunter Henry, and he's a good tight end, but he is pushing in age. I think he's 30 now. We don't have. I think we signed we got a couple of tight ends in as rookies, but there's just no one who is good or as close to Hunter Henry when it comes to output. Austin Hooper is decent, but he plays a lot more blocking nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's probably our best place to improve. Hunter Henry for me would be my dream realistic signing.
No, Brock Bowers would be your...
Brock Bowers, not Hunter Henry, yeah.
Brock Bowers. You already have Hunter Henry.
It's because I was reading his name. Brock Bowers would be my dream semi-realistic signing.
It's Sam, you don't have to wake up. Your dream's already a reality.
Yeah. Like for someone I would love to play for us would obviously be Bijan. I absolutely love him. I just don't think it would be a 100% smart move.
Yeah, I mean you've got Henderson now. Maybe like you see him this year and you're like, who? Bijan who?
Exactly. I want Trayvon
Bijan
Henderson I want Trayvon Henderson to thrive, so that's why I'm saying it would be pointless. The other ones are the obvious wide receivers. I think if I was going to pick a wide receiver to play for us, though, obviously you've got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, who are the best. I want AJ Brown. That's who I want.
What? Because he wants us.
He wants us. He's a Patriots fan. He's a massive Patriots fan.
Oh, I know he's a Patriots fan because I've seen his clips this year from game like Brady and Edelman signing jerseys and stuff.
When he was leaving the Titans, he was all but begging to join the Patriots before he went to the Eagles.
Well, can't have him now.
No, but I feel like he would, no matter what, he would leave it all on the field for the team. Yeah. There'd be no drama, nothing. He'll just have the time of it. I mean, he's the same at the Eagles, really. I mean, there was that little bit of drama he had with the not getting enough targets, but it was sorted out pretty quickly. in the terms of wide receiver drama, it's quite small in comparison to some of the other wide receiver drama. So yeah, I would love 100%. AJ Brown.
And then we'll move away from the actual roster and everything.
Yeah.
Your schedule. So just as a base thought, what are you thinking this year?
Like I said, if we can go 9-8 or 10-7, I would be over the moon. And the reason I'm talking about a possible winning season is because I genuinely think it's possible. We have got quite, I want to say quite an easy schedule, because obviously you don't know. They obviously do these rankings of who has the easier schedules and stuff like that. But we have a lot of teams that have been in losing seasons, and a lot of teams that are going through some form of turmoil. So like we play the Panthers, we play the Titans, the Saints, the Browns, the Jets, the Giants.
I've just gone through it, and I think I counted a 9. There's like, those are easy to all but confirmed if the team plays how I think they should play.
Exactly. So I think we played Raiders, Panthers, Saints, Titans, Browns, twice the Jets and the Giants. Those for me are the games that are like you said, if we're as good as we look on paper, then those are the games we should be winning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I can mention having a winning season. Obviously, it could be different depending on who we play. But yeah, there is potential to lose those games, because I understand I'm comparing us to them when we are also, last year were on the exact same level as them. So there's a potential to lose those games because they could be in the same position of us. I just think we've drafted really well and we've signed really well. So yeah, I think we've improved more than some of those other teams, not to be overly biased. The other thing is, we always get a win against the Bills. One win a year. Yeah, exactly. So we will see.
It'll probably be that week 15 when you come off a bye week and you're all fresh, and they've got so many wins that they don't
care
matter anymore.
Exactly. And we really don't want to win because we've only won two for the rest of the season. But fuck it. I think the game that I'm most looking forward to, and I'm going to do it a bit like you.
I'm glad I got to ask the question that was locked and loaded.
Sorry, I'll let you ask the question. Cut this in.
All right.
Editor Smith.
Okay, Sam.
So the games that I would really enjoy would be...
Which game are you most wanting to avoid watching? Now, what game are you most looking forward to?
I'll do 2. One, I'm looking forward to the Bengals game, just because if there's going to be a game where it's going to be an absolute slugfest, it's going to be the Bengals. We might have 50 points put on us, but we might also score 50 points. It's going to be a good way to test.
You can go through their defense, but they'll just throw it over you every time.
It's going to be a good way to see our offense play against a bunch of dummies, like statues.
Maybe the coaches throwing tackle bags onto the pitch.
Yeah, and I do enjoy the Bengals. Obviously, the offensive side of the ball, they're really fun. The game that I'm looking forward to, just from a Patriots standpoint, is the Steelers at week 3. I think that is going to be a good sign of where we can expect our season to go. Week 1 against the Raiders, it's one of those. We beat the Bengals last year. Week 1 is can always be a bit funny, so it's hard to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you go to a divisional game at the Dolphins, and divisional games are always so much harder, no matter how many wins and losses they have, and it doesn't really matter. The Dolphins could lose every other game, but they will play like they are the 1980s Miami Dolphins when they play us. So and the amount of times that we've had seasons where we're destroying everyone with Tom Brady and the Dolphins beat us, even though they can barely win a game. So yeah, the one I'm most looking forward to watching is the Steelers, because I think that's going to be the biggest sign of where we are at currently.
Opposite end of the spectrum. Which game, the worst game for you? Oh no, that's not. It isn't it? Like, what game could be an upset that you?
Yeah. Oh, what game could we win that we shouldn't win?
What game? Yeah, you think the odds are against you, but underdog mentality, you could get the win, and then the opposite way of that, of like, what could genuinely could be an upset where you're thinking that should be an easy team to win against. Like, obviously, if you're looking at the Panthers, you don't know what they're going to be like after last year. They look like it could be an easy win. Do you think they have a chance, type of thing?
Yeah, I think. Well, for me, the obvious one is to pick the Bills, because we always show up against the Bills. The other one, and this is very, very much a conditional one, is the Ravens, simply because they've already closed the division out at that point. It doesn't really matter what happens. We could beat them. Those are like the silly ones. I think the most realistic one for me would be the Buccaneers in week 10. I think going into that, obviously the Buccaneers are going to be, or you would like to think would be, the favourites, especially if they're a completely healthy team. But yeah, I think we could sneak out a win there. It would be nice. And then for the opposite end, the slip-ups, the ones I don't want to slip up against is obviously the Jets. The ones that I genuinely think that we will potentially have a slip-up against is the Titans. I just see, I get this fear that there's going to be this huge build-up for Vrabel returning to the Titans. Like, he's going to stick it to them, and then we just look like shit. Like, it's just not what was expected.
Yeah.
At all. And yeah, there's just no bite. It's like the whole media around him returning to the Titans after being fired kind of overshadows the game itself, and we end up losing that game when realistically, hopefully, we should win. I would like to think we're more stable currently than the Titans. Those are my picks.
I don't remember if there was anything else I needed to ask.
I just think I think I asked you, do you think you could win it all?
Oh, do you think you can win it all, Sam?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I wanted to ask something different because, yeah, I mean, there's a possibility of winning the division, but you know, the big boss of your division is the Bills. I think the other two you might have like a fine go over, and it could be an easy second place. Do you think there is anybody on the team right now who could be up for an absolute year and possibly, you know, like an award next year? Could there be a rookie that, you know, you've drafted who could end up with offensive rookie of the year or defensive rookie of the year type of thing? Or do you think any of these players that you've got that right now could have a great season and go to, you know, the first team All-Pro?
If Brock Lamb doesn't win offensive rookie of the year, it's been a disappointment. It's hard to say. I really, 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 really think Trayvon Henderson could be great. But it's going to be very difficult for an offensive player to win offensive rookie of the year on our team, unfortunately. That being said, we talked about him before. Obviously, Milton Williams, there's a lot of hype around him potentially being a bit of a gift for us. Mm-hmm. Potential Pro Bowler. The only other person who I could say could make it to the Pro Bowl is Andy Borregales, or Borregales, however you say his name.
I don't know who.
Do you know what I'm on about? That's the kicker we drafted.
Oh, okay.
Because didn't we, wasn't it our like punter who was on the Pro Bowl team or something last year?
I think so.
Let me have a look. AFC lineup. New England. We had no Pro Bowlers.
Was your Pro Bowler like a waiting in the wings if something happened to the other one, or?
Oh no, never mind. Yeah, it might have been a waiting in the wings type person. Oh, he was he was the special teams safety.
Yeah,
that was our guy.
He's a safety.
Yeah. There we go. So maybe him again. But no, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I think we've gone. I don't think right now we have anyone who is. Obviously, Stefan Diggs was once upon a time up there. I don't think we have anyone who's completely stand out. But I think we've gone. We brought up our floor a lot higher.
Yeah.
Like our ceiling maybe has not gone much higher. I think it has gone higher with obviously Kyle Williams and Trayvon Henderson and hopefully if Barrymore stays fit and the likes. I just think we definitely brought our floor up. We've improved where we need to improve. So to say that we have someone who's potentially going to win awards, I don't know. Maybe Will Campbell would be our best hope for that.
Maybe, because they're bringing out their new award. Because he'll die for Drake May. Maybe he'll get the Protector Award.
Maybe he will.
That's going to be a new award this season, isn't it? That's awarded to an O-line member.
Good. They need to be respected now. That was announced like last month, wasn't it, or something?
It was a few months ago because I think Deion Dawkins was the one that brought it up or was pushing for it or something like that.
Good. Yeah. Linemen need a bit more respect in this world.
I mean, yeah, we were talking about this in regards to like our, football, as in like me playing and stuff like that. Like Mitch and Tony were saying, like we don't understand why pancakes are a stat because they're pretty stupid. They don't do anything. And I was like, I think it's just to give the O-line like a positive stat because any other stat is the only way you get a number on there is if something negative has happened.
Yeah.
Like the most positive way to have something
is to have zero.
Is zero. It's like golf.
Yeah.
The lowest number is the best.
It'll have to be like push yards and who had the most, like who sent someone backwards the most yards or something.
Possibly, yeah.
That'll be a very weird trackable stat. or who made their player run the biggest loops around the edges.
Could be. Just like, most trophies collected by the end, just ripping off sleeve shirts.
Taking towels.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was our first episode back for season 5.
Yeah, probably a bit more rusty. We need to definitely get back into the swing of it. We're going to try and get more consistent and hopefully we won't have any gaps like we did last year. That was just down to busyness and quite poor planning on our part, really, wasn't it? So hopefully we've set out a slot for us to record in rather than sending each other a text on Sunday saying which day do you fancy.
Yeah, true.
And it should give us a bit of time that if that does need to slip, we might be able to still get something done. So, but yeah, we're hoping to be more consistent. We want to be more present on the socials, so keep your eye out for that stuff. We're kind of going away from the whole posting slideshows and stats and stuff like that, and kind of going towards posting clips. It's basically what most people do nowadays, and obviously we want to try and ride that wave and get our names out there. Expect consistency. Be disappointed when it doesn't happen.
So yeah, this has been the episode of the BritCaveBlitz. I've been your host, Smith, which is at SkyDaddySmith on Instagram and Instagram only. You have been...
Sam. Love it. Don't forget to give us 5 stars.
Yeah, rate us, like us, share us, whatever the fuck you want to do.
Please.
Podcast at BritCaveBlitz on social medias, and if you want to follow our server, which is our unusual Smite. There's other types of content on there, so it's not all football related. But yeah, thank you.
Amazing.
What's going to be your outro noise this season, or is it going to be different every episode?
Right now I don't have one. I'm gonna either come up with a list or come up with one. We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
BritCaveBlitz.